Hey everybody, we are getting started today with our Wellness and Weight Loss Wednesday show. Excited to bring you a brand new intermittent fasting tip that we haven't really gone too deep on the Cabral concept, but of course we have lots of podcasts on intermittent fasting. Everything from just getting started to whether you should do breakfast, skip lunch, do dinner, skip breakfast, skip dinner, which one is best, how long you should go, and really breaking down every single aspect of intermittent fasting because as we know, there's something that could be taken for each individual, and it truly is the closest thing that we have right now to the fountain of youth in order to enable the body to get into deeper levels of autophagy or simply rest, relaxation, rejuvenation while the body is not eating. Please do check out stevencabral.com/IF. Capital I, capital F, that will take you to all of the intermittent fasting based shows. All right, let's get started with today's show though, because the topic is a fun one. It is on an easy fasting tip to boost your metabolism. So as I've always said, that if you're looking to burn more body fat, if you're looking to transform your body, the goal should always be able to do it from a healthy standpoint. And the best way to do that is by actually boosting your metabolism rather than continuing to eat less and less and less calories while doing more and more and more exercise to the point where your body becomes more stressed, more catabolic, and certainly not good in terms of the hormones-based department. So let's get right into it. This is something that I learned but didn't truly understand why many years ago when I was studying overseas. I learned about it literally all over India and in Sri Lanka when I was studying in Ayurvedic-based clinics. And not just studying, I should say, I was interning in these clinics. That means I was there working directly with the patients in these clinics after I passed all of my different testing and requirements and able to enable me to actually be able to work with the patients there. So one thing that we did for people that were looking to improve cold hands and feet, to improve overall circulation, heart-based issues, high blood pressure, skin blemishes, what else? Brain fog, low mood, and especially weight loss, people trying to help lose more weight. What we did was we actually gave them a big liter-based thermos every single day filled with nothing but hot water. If the person did not want to drink simply hot water without any flavor, all we did was add a little bit of fresh squeezed lemon to it. That is it. That's all that we did. And so it was pretty remarkable because what we were trying to do, and again, I didn't know it back then, was we were actually trying to boost metabolism through the stimulation of what Ayurveda calls as Agni. Agni is not just improving overall digestion. Agni can be looked at as improving overall metabolism of the body. That means being able to turn over blood cells properly, circulate the blood, increase heat and thermogenesis, and of course, yes, break down food and break down calories as well. So I got it. But the big thing was that I saw it with my own eyes, that these people who were once typically, poor circulation, cold hands, cold feet, couldn't lose any weight, never really sweat, anything like that. After a few days of doing this, of sipping this hot water, and the goal was to drink 2 to 3 of the liters of that hot water every single day. That was the goal. So they got one in the morning, they got another one with lunch that they would take for the next part of the day, and maybe one after dinner as well. But again, they could drink as much water as they chose to. The water was not forced upon them, but we really wanted them to drink at least 2 liters per day, especially with people with the weight loss as a goal. So this was in addition to certain herbs that we used and other things that I brought, again, with me from India and Sri Lanka that I've thought about. And of course, that's the part of our Fatlocity-based program, which is a scientifically based weight loss program on over almost 24 different studies. But again, we're not going through that today. So the goal was then for my science-based mind to try to figure out why would people drinking hot water burn more body fat? And it just, because I needed to know why. I had seen studies that if you drink cold water, you'll burn approximately 8 calories or so through the thermogenic effect of your body having to heat that water up. But 8 calories in the grand scheme of things is absolutely nothing. It doesn't mean anything, honestly. Even if you drank 10 glasses, you'd burn a whole 80 calories. Well, 1 tablespoon of, fat whatever fat you want to call it, is 120 calories. So it's almost useless for drinking a lot of cold water, especially since cold water does slow digestion. A lot of people, and again, I love PhDs. I have a lot of friends that are PhDs. I have a lot of friends that are MDs. I have a lot of colleagues. You can cherry pick any study you want, but we know that when you take in cold water, it slows digestion. We know that it slows digestion because it slows gastric emptying. And all that means is that the gastric valve, where food is going to move from the stomach into the small intestine, is delayed. It's slowed, okay? So that's how we look at it. And it just, again, you can drink cold water if you'd like. Just do it away from meals, okay? As I'm stating this hot water tip as well, because I have a few more tips to go along with this hot water. Again, if you want to well, let me not cut right to the chase quite yet, because I want to explain why this works. It is not enough for people to just get a snapshot on Instagram, drink hot water to lose more weight. No, you have to know why. It's so important to know why, because then if you know the why, you're more likely to do it and follow through. And then also, as if you're a practitioner listening to this, you can share it with your clients, especially if you like the science-based aspect to it. Because in Ayurveda, again, Ayurveda is science. It's literally the science of life or the truth of life. But I want to be able to explain it from a Western-based science perspective as well. So cold water was out. You're not going to get a lot of benefit from it. Hot water, though, there were so many benefits. It was skin-based. It was heating for the body. It was improving overall detoxification. It was helping with, believe it or not, breaking down more lipid, more fats in the body too. So it was remarkable. I mean, it really was. And it still is, obviously, to this day. It's a tip that I've been giving to my clients for quite some time. But what I wanted to share with you is this. We're starting to learn why water, but specifically hot water, is such a benefit to the human body. And we're talking about just straight water. Now, you can make some fresh lemon with it, or I'm going to give you one more tip that I give to people on the Fatlocity-based system, is you can mix 1 tablespoon of raw apple cider vinegar to your water. Just going to give it a little bit of a tart flavor. That's it. It's going to help balance healthy levels of blood sugar and help aid in digestion as well. So that's a big tip. Now, I'll give you the timing in just a moment. I just really want to share this study with you. This study is now, it's almost 20 years old, but very few people know about it. And actually, why don't I give you the exact study right now? It's called water-induced thermogenesis. I'll link it up today for you with all the show notes and all the big takeaways at stephencabral.com/2308. Okay, so this was in, this is the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology, or endocrinological endocrinological metabolism. So I'm going to share that link with you here. And let me just give you the gist of it, though. This was based on 500 milliliters of water and looking at energy expenditure and substrate oxidation rates based on what's called a whole room indirect calorimetry, just looking at the overall calorie expenditure. Here's what they found with the hot water, or at least warm to hot water. Drinking 500 mLs, which is about a half a liter, right? I want to make sure that I give you the right math on that. Equals half liter. Let's just make sure, because again, I want to give you the right intel here. Is 500 milliliters half a liter? And it is, because 1,000 mLs is a full liter. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure, again, I'm giving you the right ratio. So a half a liter of water, that's about, for us Americans, that's about 2 8-ounce glasses, right? So there's about 4 glasses of water, 4 8-ounce glasses of water in a liter, approximately, all right? So let's look at this. A person drank 2 glasses of water. And when they did, every time they drank these 2 glasses of hot water, which, by the way, is that half liter that I was referring to earlier, they actually burned 100 calories. Now, look at that. 8 calories basically for the cold water, and that's 16 calories for 2. Versus 100. That's significant. It's not fully known why yet. That I can tell you for sure. We don't fully know yet. It's actually still being looked into. But here's what we do know, and this I thought was remarkable as well. So about 40% of the thermogenic effect of drinking the hot water actually burned more lipids as a fuel source for metabolic rate in men. That means men actually burned a greater percentage of body fat. Women, though, burned a greater percentage of carbohydrates as their energy source. that was very interesting for me to see, because to me, it continues to go back to women's bodies preserving more body fat overall versus men as more of a survival-based, I don't think trait's the right word, but a survival-based mechanism that would also allow them to be able to carry on life inside of their body during any greater time of famine or higher metabolic usage. And I think that seems to be the case. I really do, because it's not necessarily a bad thing to burn more carbs rather than fat. You're burning fuel. I mean, you are. That's the bottom line. But we know that stored fat is going to have more total calories in it. And so if women are preserving more body fat, they're essentially then able to, well, preserve more energy. That's the bottom line. So that to me was very interesting. But in the grand scheme of things, okay, we're over here in India, in these clinics, in Sri Lanka, in the clinic that I was at there. And again, I studied all over India. This wasn't just one thing, right? I studied in Sri Lanka, which is it's a beautiful country. It's an island off of India, the southeastern based tip, if that's how you want to look at it from a US-based person's perspective. I was in Kerala. Again, I was all over India. But anyway, here's the thing. When we were giving these 2 liters of water minimum per person, sometimes 3, what were we doing? Well, we were literally burning 400 extra calories in those 2 liters, up to 600 extra calories just from hot water. But the other thing was this, that it seems to stimulate additional fat burning. It helps improve thermogenesis, heat with the body. It also seems to improve overall stagnation, may help with detoxification. In Ayurveda, they say that lemon with the water can help purify, can help move bile acids from the liver. Again, more studies need to be done, but that looks pretty good. So what am I saying to you? How can you use this to your advantage? Well, one, there's almost no downside, okay? So if you're looking to lose body fat, you can have hot water upon waking. 8 to 16 ounces. Add some lemon if you'd like a little bit of flavor. Okay, you can also add ginger. A hot ginger tea would also work. And so would adding some apple cider vinegar. As long as there's no histamine-based issues, any one of those would work. If you have histamine-based issues, you're better off just with straight hot water. Okay, the next time you'll do it is an hour after breakfast until about a half hour before your next meal. So essentially, before your next meal, you do not want to have any fluid really in your stomach, drinking a lot of water before 30 minutes. Now, it's been shown though, if you drink this water about 40 minutes before a meal, you will improve satiety. It will help suppress appetite to a degree, and you'll boost metabolism by about 30% for the next 30 to 40 minutes. That's pretty impressive. So what am I saying for you to do? Drink hot water upon waking, okay? Drink hot water between breakfast and lunch, and between lunch and dinner. And then you can have another cup after dinner, maybe at this point with a little bit of apple cider vinegar that can also help balance healthy levels of blood sugar. This is one easy tip that you can do while you're fasting, and the ginger, the lemon, or the apple cider vinegar with the hot water are not going to break your fast. If you want to learn about foods and drinks that will break your fast, I'm going to link that up here today at stevencabral.com/2308. Hopefully this tip was helpful. If it was, do always feel free to share it with anyone else you believe could serve. And I'll be back tomorrow with more functional medicine, integrative health-based tips. Take care, everyone.